everybody. Happy Friday to everybody. How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody's avoided this crazy weather that's going on across the country.
What crazy weather now? What are you talking about?
You haven't seen all the hail and stuff that's been going through Texas and Kansas and the tornadoes, and it's just been everywhere.
Well, it's almost summertime. That happens every year.
It's a lot, though. I mean,
I thought you were talking about something unusual.
Unusual?
I mean, they don't call it Tornado Alley just
because.
Well,
I don't want it to get too out of control. The fly-in's coming up next week, and I'm not talking about bad apples because I'm not gonna make bad apples this year. Maybe next year, because I'll plan for it. Mm-hmm. That way I can go there. Plus, I'll have another whole year's experience in by then. I'd rather be a lot more experienced to go to bad apples than be very inexperienced and go there and be scared because I got 80 other pilots flying right next to me. That would be bad. So I choose to wait. I'm going to go to a smaller fly-in that's...
Well, I mean, okay, here's the thing. Even if you wanted to go, you can't because you have a job and we don't have we don't have enough vacation.
Right.
Or money, considering we just came back from Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, my boss's memorial was kind of important to go to, so it ain't like we could take off, come back, then take off again. So, there we go. Is anybody even here? It's awful quiet. Creed, what is up? Yeah, I'll have to show y'all the couple pieces I picked up from the air show. Probably, I'll put it up a little closer on the camera so y'all can see it.
Scoop's going to show off his new wood.
I got wood. Yeah.
You did get wood.
Well, it's kind of funny because the guy had like every kind of plane, helicopter, train, car. I mean, he had some
tanks,
GTOs in there, some Camaros. It was pretty cool. All the stuff that he had for sale. And he had it, I've looked on the website, and honestly, the website, it's more expensive on the website than it was at the show. So I got it cheaper at the show, which was nice. I'll show y'all the Apache helicopter first. I didn't put the tail rotor on, and honestly, the tail rotor didn't have the hole drilled out for it, so I think it looks better without it. This big son of a gun right here. Now, this is solid wood, and I know Creed likes wood like this. It actually was really easy to put together. See, I can move this gun around and stuff. You can move these if you want.
I don't think so. I think the dude actually makes them, and I'm wondering if the ones he had for sale there were... I mean, they were... I think the regular price was like $100 some odd.
Yeah, well, the regular price for
maybe were the ones like, oops, I forgot to drill a hole for the tail rudder.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a hole right here in this, and there's not one. I mean, I could drill the hole. Yeah, what I pay for this, like $60, 60 or 70 bucks.
Yeah. 60.
So I think it was a good deal. This whole tail section just sticks in. It's got one pin. It sticks in. These wings here with all the weapons stick in. Same way with this. You literally slide in the two blades, and you're pretty much done. You put the gun turret on there, and you're done. It was like 4 or 5 pieces, and it's done. A dusting nightmare. Yeah, I guess you could say that, DeMillan.
Well, he also had, like, the laser cut wood. He had little night lights that were cut out with wood. So he had like the different sports teams and Marines and Army and Navy.
I had to get this just because. This is flippers. They are separate. And then this tank, this is solid wood too, by the way. It's actually really pretty. I don't know if this camera's going to do it any justice because it's probably not going to focus, but this actually looks really good, and it's pretty dang solid. So
yeah, you could knock somebody out with that.
Yeah. It is really nicely polished. I mean, and it's weird because I was like, let me get that scuba one too. And he goes, well, I'm going to have to box that one up. This one was the last one he had of the scuba thing. So I'm kind of glad I got it because he didn't have any more.
Yes, and Munchkin got burnt to a crisp. That's what I got at the air show.
Yeah. She, I wonder why Scuba likes that shape. I don't know. It's kind of phallic in design. In my off time. No, I don't. What the heck? Why do I like that shape? What's up, John Wayne and Bill? And I wish Bill could come to the air show, but I know Bill's kind of far out there, and so is John Wayne. But
to the air show or to the fly-in? I mean, technically, same thing.
To the fly-in. I know.
Creed wants a link to the website.
I'll have to look it back up.
Well, have fun, Cloud Chucker.
It's like I will get you a link. No, you didn't. Did you join at the wrong time? No, Will, you did not join at the wrong time. It was a receipt that I got, so I think I can look it up.
You can look it up in your search history too.
Yeah, but I think I know exactly which card I used, so I can look at my activity and find it.
Oh, okay.
There it is. Oh, I think I can pull up that website. I'll give you a link to it in just a second. There we go. So if y'all are looking for any kind of this, wait.
Any kind
our
of this?
website has moved. Well, there we go. It's an Etsy website. It wasn't like that just a couple days ago. They moved their website, but that's fine. So here's a website with all the designs. Yeah, I know you're going to Bad Apples, Will. It's not fair, but there you go. So that'll take you, and you can see all the different. Oh, look, they got a drum set made of mahogany wood. That's a Scorpiopio thing, if I've ever seen one right there. There's a Chevelle for $79.99. They're actually really good quality, I think.
Are you, John?
There's mine. The
area?
The actual AH1 Cobra that I have is $89.99, and it says they have 2 left. So, yeah, you can scroll through there. There's, 96 pages, if not more, of different types of wood designs. Coming to Virginia. You're coming to Virginia, John Wayne? For what, may I ask? I mean, hey, I'm here, dude. Just let me know. We'll try to go fly somewhere. Hell yeah, I'll fly with
Virginia
you.
is a fairly large state. I asked him what part. Yeah.
Yeah, which part of Virginia are you coming to?
And you fill my Amazon cart with weird shit.
I do. Don't worry about the stuff that's in the cart. It's
Woodbridge. Okay.
Scorp, here's one for you, bud. Let me see if it'll let me copy this whole link. He's like, wait, what's me? There you go. Go to that link there, Scorp. It's a drum set made out of mahogany wood for $35. It is. They could have did a better job on the cymbals, I think, but I mean, it's mahogany wood. It's nice. It does say handmade. There you go. Oh, he's going to Woodbridge. Where's Woodbridge?
Yeah, I already said that. Out by Manassas. Because that clears it up for you, right?
Yeah, that doesn't. So that's way out west, is what you're saying.
Northwest. Yeah.
Northwest. Yeah, I wish I was going to Bad Apples for the fly-in. Hello, Linda. But honestly, like I was just saying earlier, we just took off to go down to Georgia. I mean, we literally just left the state that Bad Apples is in, came right back here. I can't take off work and go right back down there again. They would have my tail. So
that, and I'm not fucking driving 9 hours again.
Well, have a great time at Expo, Cloud Chucker. I'm sorry if you already left, but have a good time at Expo, bud.
You're so late.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to catch. Yeah, only 3 left. I saw that, Scorp. I mean, I was showing the wood that I got, Scorp. I mean, hopefully you saw that. The Cobra that's behind me and the Scuba tank. I don't even think they have any of those left in stock. But I was on their normal, it was just woodartusa.com. Apparently they switched to this Etsy site now.
Maybe the hosting got too expensive.
But I like everything this guy had to show. They had submarines. The submarines look freaking cool. Los Angeles class submarine, $85. If you're a collector of wood stuff like that, I would look into it because it's nice. No one wants to see Scuba's wood. That's a good one, Dom Long. I'm gonna have to mark that one in the book.
Yeah, where's Roger?
Yeah, Roger's gonna write that one down. Let me write that down right there. So, what I've been trying to figure out, I know you do, Creed, but maybe it can give you some ideas. You know, just saying, the way these are put together are fairly simple. You could make a ton of money if you made something similar. Boom, 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 and you could make it even better, I'm sure.
Creed's not worried about making money. He makes stuff that he enjoys making.
Well, that's true. That's true. And Linda, if I didn't tell you happy birthday, happy birthday.
Take lots of pictures, Cloud
Was it
Chucker.
yesterday? I think I posted it somewhere, but if I didn't, it's my bad. I didn't mean to miss it.
Yeah, I mean, dire thing for what he's got, his prices aren't bad.
Kyle Chucker.
And most of the stuff, even the tanks and some of the more intricate designs, I don't recall seeing any prices above $100 at the air show.
No,
I mean,
most of the stuff
considering they wanted $12 for a fucking lemonade,
yeah,
his price is $60. Yeah.
Oh, Wally, I got to tell you something. The AR-15 and the AK-47 are huge. I think they're like 100. They were $150 at the air show. I don't know what they are on the website, but they are freaking like life-size rifles. They're huge. Yeah. But they looked really cool. Yeah, they do. They have an AR-15 and an AK-47 and an MP5, I think. I think they have those three guns. In wood, they don't shoot anything. They're completely legit, so you're good to go.
So should I go ahead and order this daybed now? I don't know. I don't know if I should.
No, I think honestly we need to. Oh, why not type mod heist without any money on it?
I don't know.
I let's see if we can get in there and rob for myself, which is nuts, but yeah. So the whole thing about the fly-in that's coming up, which is going to be over off the Eastern Shore, which is literally water on one side and water on the other side. It's a great place to fly from. The guy that owns Mr. Campbell that runs that airport is really nice. He was like, y'all can come fly here anytime, which is...
Oh boy, we got some vicious ants.
It's you got away with some vicious ants? Nice. Hey, I made 160,000. All right. I like it. Oh, I was talking about the flying over there. Yeah, yes. He said you can come back and fly anytime. The problem with that, it costs $20 to cross that bridge every time because of it has a toll. Well, it's
okay, I mean, there is a way around it, but to go around it, you have to go up to Richmond and head north, go up to Maryland, and come all the way back around.
Yeah, so. I mean, it's worth a little bit of extra money to. It's like $16 to go across, and then another $4 or $5 to come back. So if you're going to go there and stay a few nights, then it makes it worth it because you only have to pay one time. But if you go multiple nights, it'd be expensive, which I still don't know how I'm going to do this fly-in. It technically starts Wednesday on the 17th. Okay, but I'm not taking off work on the 17th, so I will have to go through the entire work day and then leave from here and go to the Eastern Shore. And hopefully have something that I can take. Okie Music Girl. Wow, long time no see.
Oki's in here a lot.
Oh, is she? I
Yeah.
didn't. I guess I'm blind.
Well, I mean that you are. Yeah.
Well, darn thing, I'll tell you like this. Yesterday, Munchkin and I went to Buckrow Beach, and it looks like a great place to take off from. Now, granted, it's technically not tourist season yet, so I don't know how busy that beach gets. If it gets a lot busier, then I cannot use that as a takeoff.
Not gonna
point.
get. I mean, okay. The tourists don't go to Buckrow. They go to Virginia Beach. All the locals go to Buckrow.
Well, that's fine. I mean, I doubt I was going to make the locals mad. There was plenty of spots on that beach I could have took off from.
Mm-hmm.
Nice laminar wind. The only thing I'm missing, which I'm going to have to buy, is an aircraft radio. I got to have a radio to be able to talk to Langley to let them know what I'm doing to be legal. I mean, yeah, you could go out there and just take off and fly, but you're breaking the law, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to.
Well, it's for your own safety as well.
Yeah, it's for everybody's safety. The aircraft, the airplanes, and my, safety. So.
Yep.
I just hope that my first experience calling them is a good one. And they're like, oh, sure, no problem. Just let us know when you're done.
I keep trying to tell him, look, you're going to be calling up there talking to like 23-year-olds.
Right? You call them up and they're like a teenager. You're like, really? Really? You're the one that's going to give me permission? Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
well,
John Wayne wants to know what the airspace is.
What's the airspace? It is Class D airspace, John Wayne. Directly south of that is Norfolk, which is Class C airspace, but it only starts at 1,200 feet. So if you stay below 1,200, you're good in the Class C airspace. But there's private beaches down there, and I'm hoping one of those beaches they're talking about opening back up this summer. If they open that beach, it's technically out of all the airspaces, which would be nice.
The club is what is closed, not the beach. The beach is still there. The problem with Fort Monroe is that it's run by the National Park Service.
It's run by the National Park Service, but it's not a national park, right?
No, it used to be an old military fort, so I don't think they've designated it as a national park, but it's a historic.
We're buffering again?
Not buffering on my end. It's a historic area. DeMillan, we're on a peninsula. You can't get around flying around water here.
Yeah.
The thing is, you can fly near the water. You just have to stay high enough to where if your motor goes out, you can get back to land.
There you go. DeMillan, I do appreciate your concern. I honestly do.
Trust me, I'm not going to let him do anything dumber than yeet himself through the sky with a fan stuck to his back.
Well, yeah, if I fly by the beach, I'm technically going to be flying over the beach, like right at the line of the water and the beach. If my motor goes out, I turn left just a little bit and I come down and land on the sand. There's no issue there. I'm not going out into the ocean to check out cruise boats, or I'm not doing that. That would be very dangerous. Not doing that. So, yeah. I mean,
everything's pretty laid back around here. I mean, I can tell you at Fort Monroe, they don't want you digging. Because
right, Bill, sharks.
One of the things my sister had to do as part of her job was go out to Fort Monroe because they wanted to redo some of the piers and pilings, and they can't do that because there's bombs in the water.
Oh yeah, every time there's a hurricane here, they have to go sweep the freaking
beach for bombs.
The beach for bombs. Let me see. I'll back it up now.
And now we're buffering.
I'm seeing lots of potential here.
Look how much space I have to land. That's a huge beach before you even get to the water. That's a lot of runway. I like that. You know, some beaches you have what, 20 feet of sand before the water? This is not like that. I have almost a football field of sand before you even get to the water, and the wind was perfect. It was a good 10, 11 mile an hour wind coming straight at me right there.
And see, even during the summertime, you might be able to take off there in the morning before people show up. Like if you go out there during the week.
Yeah.
Not much, dire thing. Most of that beach is I would say man-made.
They're
The
$210 to mill him. Go ahead.
the actual beach doesn't go up that high. They brought in all that sand, which you can tell as you're walking where the real beach starts versus what they brought in because the sand changes. So they bring in sand every year, and they built that up. Last time I was there was no boardwalk, there was no chairs, there was no wall that went along the boardwalk separating the beach from the boardwalk. It was grass with a dirt path and then beach.
Well,
Yeah, they've done a lot to it.
there's two type of floaties, right? Now the one that I think that I want is sold out right now. They have a U float. The U float is the kind that goes all the way around the back of your neck and down the sides of your chest, right? That's all fine and good, but I've seen them have problems with those, and either they leak or something. The other one is two separate floats, and they actually attach to the paramotor. So they don't even need to be on your chest. They're actually on the motor. If they hit water, they inflate. It holds the paramotor up and you so that you don't sink down into the water if you were to land in water or crash into water. And they're actually even cheaper than the I think they're like 180 instead of 210. But I like those because it's two separate units. If one fails, the other one may work. You're still going to be okay. And they also have a blow up valve if you need to blow it up yourself, or a manual string that you can pull to release them. So there you go. My main thing is I'm gonna have to get a freaking aircraft radio. There's no way around it, so that I can call Langley. And if I can get permission, that's gonna be awesome. I could just go there. It's like what, 10, 11 minutes from the house, and just fly on the beach all day pretty much, because the beach, there's no thermals. You can fly all day long and have the same kind of wind, as long as there's no hurricane coming in or anything like that, which I wouldn't be flying that time anyway. On the motor, wouldn't they face you down? No, it's kind of you know that big round cage that's behind me? They attach to it, and when they pop out sideways like this. So the floaty part's in the front, so it would lean you backwards, and the floats would be on top. So then you just unbuckle everything, and then you swim away, and the motor just sits there and floats along with your wing, which is probably going to go under the water, because once that thing gets wet, it fills up with water, and it'd be really hard to get out. But I don't plan on going that far over water. I'm not like that stupid Chucky Wright dude that flies completely over the water, and it looks really scary what he does. What's up, Tony? Happy Friday to you.
Hey, Tony.
Chucky Wright scares me as a paramotor pilot. He really does. He does some stuff that I'm like, man, I mean, maybe he can get back to shore on some of his flights, but some of them I'm like, there's no way he would literally land in the water. And I'm waiting for that video to happen to see what happens. What's up, Shane? How you doing? Flight for Gage comes up in June. That's coming up pretty soon too. The time is going by so fast right now. Oh my God.
Yes, it is.
Shane's going to be late to his own damn fly-in. Isn't that a shame?
It happens to the best of us. What you doing down there, Boots? Are you waiting for me to start singing again?
Oh, you're
so
welcome,
you can attack
Shane.
me?
I had no problem doing that at all. So before y'all even get to go do any fly-ins, whether you do I fly around a lot of water? Tony, that's an
I don't have much of a
understatement.
choice.
That is, there's no choice but to fly around a lot of water because we live on a peninsula. There's nothing but water around here. We actually, our house is in a flood zone, if that tells you anything. We are at sea level, so that's a good thing as far as paramotor pilot. 'cause
Technically, we're 4 feet above it.
we're we're 4 feet above sea level. Yeah, all right. If we get a 5-foot surge, we're gonna get wet.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have to fly over the water, but he's definitely going to be near the water.
Yeah, I mean, what I try to do is I fly to where the water is on one side of me, but land is right there. So if I ever have a motor out, I can always land. Now, when I fly over at Messick Point, which I did on that super speedy video, you can see there's land below me at every point, but it's marsh, so it's kind of like landing in a swamp. I mean, I could stand up, but it's going to be really nasty and ooey and gooey, so it's just the way it is.
Pocosin literally means little swamp.
Pocosin means little swamp? I did not know that. You should look into quick release from our harness. You know what? You're right about that, Tony. I thought about that. I know Andrew Fuller makes those. I would love to put a quick release on my harness. That would be freaking awesome. Hey, Red. So if you're familiar with the flat top paramotor, it has basically a racing type harness, and you got one clip. You pull it loose, and everything comes off, so you can get out of your paramotor quickly. I don't know why all paramotors are not made that way, but since they're not, you can send your stuff to Andrew Fuller and he'll modify it to where you get a quick harness where it's one clip and you're out. I mean, it takes a lot longer to put them all in, but it's one clip and you're free, which I think is really helpful, especially if you land into the damn water. Yeah, Will, and I get that too. I did watch a video earlier today that had the exact setup that I'm speaking of, and and usually when those things hit the water, they take a good few seconds to inflate. The video I watched, as soon as he hit water, boom, both of them popped out. And the guy come out telling jokes and stuff, you know, oh, I guess I shouldn't be trying to, he was, just to give you an idea, this guy was wearing skis. So he had skis on his feet and he was trying to water ski with the paramotor on his back. So he's going across the water and then he thought, oh, I'm going to stand up on the skis and just kind of have the paramotor. When he did that, he splashed down into the water and his floats went off and there you go. So who is this guy called Will Fly? You know who that is, Shane. See, Munchkin has hidden treats. Can I do a real big favor? Waiting for it to arrive. I will be doing that, Red. I'm going to rebuild the stubby. Now, the stubby 21 and the normal stubby are the same exact thing, so I will rebuild that. I'm actually going to put a new coil in it tonight, too, because this coil's been in there a while, and why not? I mean, especially since you bought one. I think it's a great mod, especially if you got the 21 version because the battery lasts way longer. I love the tripod tank that I have on here. It's a great tank. The only thing that I don't like about this tank is it runs out of juice so fast. I mean, this may hold 2 mils, so I can blow through this tank in like 15 minutes, if not sooner. and then I got to refill it. That sucks. A stubby. Yeah, they're called the stubby. Shane. See, it even says stubby right there. That you can't really tell because it's trying to focus on my face, but yeah. It says stubby right there. Trust me. Maybe if I show you the one in blue, you can see the word stubby. There you go. Stubby. See? I'm showing you my stubby, Shane. Are you impressed? All right. Are you muting or unmuting? Because you're not, I didn't hear a word.
Oh, I said your pink stubby.
My pink,
Showing off your pink stubby.
Of course it's a pink stubby.
I didn't want to chew in
My
their
vapor
ear. I'm trying
audience.
to be polite.
You know, Tony, I thought I really need to make a separate channel for the paramotor stuff.
What good is that going to do when you always talk about paramotors constantly? Always.
Well, no, I do vaping stuff. I've been doing vaping stuff, and I'm doing vaping stuff now, but I want to talk about this because flying's coming up, and I want to talk about it.
That's fine.
Your flotation's on top of your fridge. Wow. If water raises, it'll keep his beer dry. Wow, man, that's bad.
That's only going to work if it's on the bottom of your fridge, Shane.
Well, I mean, if I'm talking about paramotor, all right. I think
Tony,
what it is
he'll just be sitting there on the couch staring off into space. You know, like he's having some deep conversation, deep reflection going on, and I'm like, "What are you thinking about?" And he's like, "A fucking radio for a paramotor, or I need to get this for the paramotor, or I'm trying to figure out how I can hook this to it." Everything is paramotor. Everything. This man has talked more about the wind in the past year than he probably has in his entire life.
Well, it's kind of important. I don't want to be a statistic. You know?
True dire thing.
I don't want to be one of those guys that didn't watch out for the weather or have the right equipment.
Yeah, but when you're sitting in the living room, we don't need to discuss the wind. If the trees are blowing, it's windy. If they're not, it ain't. That's the only discussion we need to have.
I don't talk about paramotor all the time.
Yeah, well, paramotor girlfriend. I'm not a wife, so.
Yeah.
He talks in his sleep, but I don't know what the hell he's saying. He's speaking Slytherin.
Yeah, she says I talk in my sleep. She has yet to record it, so I don't believe it.
A normie. I'm not normal, far from it. But
a normie would never understand. A normie.
Now, you want to talk about flying. How about going 700 miles per hour with another jet going 700 miles per hour, literally 18 inches off your wing? I don't know how those people fit their balls in that cockpit with them, because that was some of the most badass shit I have ever seen. And I've lived here my entire life. I am used to jets. They fly around all the time.
I had to talk Munchkin to going
cool.
into this air show, but
because there were people there.
She liked it, and she knows she liked it. It was a really
I've seen it before, but it was still cool. They'd fly really low and open the bomb doors, like, look at our bombs, and then they'd close them, fly away.
Yeah, they went by and showed their weapon bay. They were like, they'd open it up, fly
Look
by,
what we
and
got.
close them. That was pretty cool.
It was really cool, and I like the fact that one of the pilots, there was two female pilots, so that was kind of neat too. So,
what's up, the other Nick? Yeah, I had to set that 5-minute thing, Nick, to keep the stupid bots out of here, because they'll come in here and post Russian porn links. So that 5-minute timer stops that. That's why I set it for only 5 minutes. I apologize, but it needed to be done because I was getting a lot of crap. if Will did live shows, he would see the same damn
They did
thing.
totally flash us their tactical weaponry, and it was actually cool. Yeah. Who on the show has vaped the longest in here?
On the show?
Between me and him, I think we both started.
We started about the same time. Yeah, it was
Just-
very similar.
Yeah, I think it was December.
You may even have me beat.
December
Well,
of 2011.
the problem with that is I vaped, then I stopped, then I went back to vaping.
Mhm.
So I don't know what you call that, because the first equipment that I had sucked so bad. I couldn't use it. So then I went back to vaping, and that was with an EVOD. So when the EVODs came out, that actually worked for me. And
the
I
hell was that
instantly
about?
switched to a dripper and a
Boots is
mech
being
mod.
a menace.
Well,
She's
Boots
on
has
the
always
floor
been
under
a
my
menace.
chair and just reached up and grabbed my toe for no reason other than.
Damn,
for
DeMillan, you even know the time at 2:30 p.m. You go, girl. So the stubby, we're gonna rebuild the stubby. I definitely want to rebuild this thing because it's been a minute. Maybe I'll switch juices. I would put key lime pie in here, but that's Munchkin's juice, so
What, the key lime pie?
yeah.
It is?
Yeah, it's 3 milligram. You don't remember getting the key lime pie?
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah, the Higgies. Why is it in your office?
I don't know. We could either go with the banana churro or the Kentucky bourbon custard, but honestly, I have blown through the Kentucky bourbon. Look, it's less than half left. And I'm already vaping that, so I'm probably gonna have to go
Welcome
with
back,
banana
Linda.
churro. Well, Linda, where'd you go?
She was leaving her son's house, so I would imagine she was driving. And now she is no longer driving.
All your equipment failed. Tony, that is the reason I have a lot of equipment. If one of mine fails, I always have a backup.
I think that's probably
And
one
then-
of the biggest reasons that
Did you
people.
date me? Yeah.
No,
It's
that's
because of
not
how
the
many
biggest
backups I
reason.
have.
That is no, not your backups. I got plenty of backups. It's for your building skills. But what I was gonna say is, I think that's a big reason a lot of people quit vaping. They don't stick with it because, if you break a cigarette, you just reach in and grab another one. If your equipment fails, if you break a tank, if you can't build it and it keeps leaking, or it's burnt and it tastes like shit and you can't get it, or you run out of coil heads for whatever tank you're using. It's not something that's easy unless you have like a disposable, and those don't always work for everybody. Will you stop just jumping up and attacking me, you psycho? What is wrong with you?
The cat's got it out for you right now.
Stop that. Get up here. I'm not yelling at anybody. Stop attacking me. Come here.
All right.
Don't you look at my
I'm going
toes.
to switch to the buildy cam, and we're going to build this. We're going to build this stubby thingamajigger. So I have the stubby right here.
Come on.
So this is the 21700 version of the stubby. There it is. You can even see 21700 right there on the battery. So that's the version we're going to be building. And this tank is what I'm going to have to get out of here, which already has juice in it. I guess I'm going to have to stick with Kentucky bourbon because tank's still halfway full.
Take a breath, man.
They they don't give you a tool to take this out. You would think as much as they charge for these damn things, they give you a tool to take it out. So what I tend to do is grab a pair of tweezers, which I had a bunch of them sitting up here and I don't see them now. That's strange. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong container. So I'll just take a standard set of tweezers and stick in the back of here. It works just fine for loosening this thing up. And once it's pretty loose, you can just turn it with your finger. You don't have to take it all the way out. Just get it loose enough to where the tank can fall out in your hand. And you can see inside there it's pretty dry. So I must have wicked this correctly. So now whether you have the standard stubby or the Pink Panther or the 21700, they're all the same. This is the same tank regardless. So we're going to build this thing. I'm going to take this completely apart and rebuild it so you can see exactly what I do when I build this. So this screw here has got one, and this screw over here has got one. So we're going to loosen these two up. And I'm going to take this whole coil and everything out of here. Boom. It's out. And I'm going to show this closer so y'all can see it. So if you look at this up close, you'll see these 4 stainless steel cables on each individual section here. And those go all the way down through the tank. Now, as your coil heats up, this liquid travels up these cables and basically stops right here. And your cotton is going to be touching against these cables. So once the liquid gets up to the top of these cables, it's going to transfer into that cotton, and the heat from the coil is going to pull that juice right to the center, and that's what keeps your cotton wet. In the center of this, you have the option to change your airflow. I personally keep it wide open. I enjoy more of a direct lung type vape, so that's the way I keep it. I'm going to try and get this a little closer for you guys. So I have some wire that I've already made that's sitting right there. I see it. So this is some fused Clapton that I made, I don't know, 3 or 4 shows ago. So I'm just going to take this fused Clapton here, and we're going to wrap a coil with it. I'll switch to the other camera when we do that. And I'm going to take, man, Creed, I got to tell you, dude, your pen, or the pen that you made for me, got a lot of work out this week. Because we've had a lot of orders, and I've been using that pen to write them down. And it's been working really good, so. Which is this pen right here.
Flops. I just saw Shane's joke.
It's a beautiful pen. Handmade by Creed himself. So, let's switch over to the other camera so y'all can see what I'm doing when I'm doing this. Let's see, main camera. There we go. So I'm going to take my coily tool, which if you don't have one of these by now, and you're a new vapor, then you probably want to pick one of these up if you plan on making your own coils. This is a really easy way to make coils. They still sell them on the internet. Look around for the coily tool. They make copies of it everywhere, but I'm just going to take this and I'm going to start the wrap just down like this. 3mm is what size coil I'm making. So that the very first time you go around, that's wrap number 1. I come back around to where the wire is. That's number 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 right there. But this is an open arms configuration, so I'm going to let it point the opposite direction of the other lead, which is down here. So I have one lead pointing down and one lead pointing up right now. I'm going to take this coil out and flip it around and then straighten up the leads. Thank you, Course. Daggum, you show up and you just donate money, man. I appreciate that, bud. It means a lot. Now I'm going to cut this, if I can find the right spot there. I'm going to leave this a little extra long just to show y'all what's going on here. All right, now that I've made a coil, I'm going to switch back to the other camera again. Show y'all what this looks like on the coily tool if I can get out of the shadows. There's the coil that it made. You can see how that makes just a nice smooth coil all the way around, just like that. Hello, Breeze. And you want these leads to be, you know, pretty much facing directly opposite each other, but even. You see how I got that? Where they're even like that? That's what you want. Then you're going to take this tank, which we need to set this on something. And where's Creed's build stand? There it is. Let's take a build stand. This does have a 510 connector, which makes life easy. I'm going to screw this down on here just like this. And let's see, where did I do it last time? I did it this way, so we're going to do it the same way. I have this one loosened up and this one. Now, if you wrap your coil the opposite direction, if you do counterclockwise, then you're going to be using this screw and this screw. These have slots on each side, right here. This is what your coil is going to fit into, is these little slots here on the side. So all I'm going to do is lay this down in here to where that coil catches some, and you need to make sure your screw's up high enough. Let me make sure I get this up higher, because if not, it's going to have trouble going in there. What she said. All right, I'm gonna get, there we go. Once I get those two like that, look at there, they dropped in, no problemo. You want to center that up as best you can. And you're going to tighten each one of these down. Tighten this side. I'm bumping the camera, but you know, I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. I'm far away from it. I think I'm doing good for just wearing glasses and no magnifiers right now.
Tony, how often does he need to do that? Did you already answer him? Sorry, I'm shopping for nail polish. Did you answer Tony when he said
how often do you need to do this? Tony, that depends on the quality of the coils that you make.
And the quality of the juice that you're vaping.
Yes. If you're using a really sweet juice, which Munchkin was saying, if you're using a juice that has a lot of sweetener in it, it's going to gunk up your coils a lot faster.
And the more you have to clean them, they start, the wire itself starts to pit, and then it will hold more of that sweetener, and they'll get dirty faster. And yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I got to get rid of this spare, the spare pieces that are sticking out. So you can either catch this with your fingers, whatever you need to do, so that it doesn't get laying on the floor and you end up stepping on it, because that is a pain you do not want to endure. Get as close to the post as you can. And there we go. That's done. Now you can't, let me focus this. Why is it so out of focus? There we go. Now, you want to check and make sure this thing is all nice and even. You really don't want that much of a gap between your airflow and your coils. So all you have to do is get your little coily tool, slide that back in there, and then push your coil down just a little bit to where you're closer to your airflow. There we go. I mean, I could go down, I could even go down a little further than that. This still has too much of a lead sticking out.
You kissed your coils, Shane. Hurts like a motherfucker, doesn't it? Yeah.
There we go. That's pretty good there. Because if this sticks out too far, you're going to get a dead short. You don't want the dead short. So you really want to get this as close as humanly possible. Cut these leads off. And this goes the same for any RTA, RDA, whatever you're building. You don't want to make a dead short. Now we also have to burn this coil in to make sure we don't have any hot spots or anything in there. So I'm going to take this off. I have a trusty guar sitting here, so we're going to throw it on the guar and get this coil burned in so that it doesn't have any hot spots. Never forget to do this before you put your cotton in, because look at this, the stainless steel cable slid out. These will slide out, by the way, and they give you some spare ones with your kit, but you want to keep those in there. That's what's going to bring your juice up. I've never had a dry hit off of this unless it was out of juice. This is going to be way too close. Will that even focus? Let's see. No, that's too much for it. It's like, I can't focus on that. What is wrong with you? You can, whoa. You can do better than that. There we go. That looks much better, does it not? So we're just going to kind of pulse this a few times and see what we get. If we got any hot spots, you can see right now there's a hot spot arcing at the bottom. You can either pulse through this or you can strum your coil. I prefer strumming the coil. I mean, you can do it either way. Usually all you have to do is strum over this a couple times. And look at that, the hot spot's gone. It's just faster than sitting there trying to burn it out. You want your coil to heat up from the center to the outside. After you do this a couple times, go back and recheck all your connections and make sure they're tight, because your metal will get a little soft after it's heated up, and then you have to make sure it's tight. So this is heating up pretty good. It's heating up from the left to the right, but I give this a little squeeze and that ought to fix that. There we go. Just like that. Once you get that part, you're good to go. Let that cool down for a second. And then we just need to get some cotton. Which I don't know where my cotton is.
I got a giant box of it in here.
Well, I could use
Hey, Cherokee.
one piece because I don't see. Oh, wait, I got some. Okay, we're good. So I have some cotton right here, some Muji, or you can use whatever preferred cotton you like. Either way. For 3mm, I cut almost a 1/2 inch. You don't want to go too thin with it, because then you're going to have flooding issues, and you don't want flooding issues. What did my screen just switch to? This stupid sign-in Google account thing, I swear.
Yeah, mine just booted me out of Amazon and everything.
It's
Gave me
booting
sign-
all kinds of stuff. All right, I'm getting back to everything. All right, I can see again now. All right. Once I have, whoa. Hello. Why is everything freezing up?
I don't know.
All right. I'm going to take off the outside layer of this cotton because I do not like the outside layer. Is it showing correctly now? Not that I can tell. Way behind or something. Okay, now it's working. Jeez. Talk about. No, dadgummit, Shane, you and the bad apples, man. You act like that's something you got to go to. So I'm going to pull this cotton through. I'm going to make sure that it's not so tight that it will not slide back and forth. And I see that my camera's screwing up again. I'm going to wait. Why, man? Jeez. Make sure that it'll slide back and forth freely and it's not too tight in there. Now this part here, you want to make sure your cotton will come down and touch where that stainless steel cable is. So basically, you can pretty much go right up against the tank and cut even right there. That works the best for me so far. I haven't had any issues, as long as you have enough cotton in the center of the coil. If you don't, then that method's not going to work for you. Now you want to lightly strum this out, just to get any of the tangles out from where you cut it, any of the indentions that the scissors leave in there. And then I'm just going to take and kind of curl this and set it down into the wicking chamber right there, just like that. Just barely tucking this in here. No need to force it or anything. It will literally just sit right there in that channel. You don't have to do anything fancy. Once you have that in that channel to where you think it's acceptable, There we go. Let me back this up a little bit so it can focus better.
I just ordered myself my Mother's Day present.
That's one way to get it. There we go. Now we're going to take our juice,
not too tight, Shane. Not too tight. Just
which
tight
is the Kentucky bourbon custard right there. If you know Jen and Higgy, you can get it right there. I do enjoy the Kentucky bourbon custard. I know. But so I'm going to let this soak down into the coil. And hopefully the camera focuses. And then I'm also going to get some on each side of this
Speaking of Higgy, y'all ain't seen David lately, have you? He's got like long curly hair and shit.
Oh my gosh, David looks straight up from that
Looks like
70s
a damn
show.
Hippie.
He's that 70s show David now.
Thank you, Shane.
So I'm getting this all nice and wet to start off with. The last thing you want to do is fire this when there's cotton in there and it be dry because it will burn your cotton. So once you get this pretty well saturated, I'm going to fire this a couple times just to get it kind of saturated a little bit. And I'm going to put some more juice on there and do it again. And I repeat this process 2 or 3 times just to make sure that the center of that cotton in the middle of that coil is very well saturated and broke in. It's not going to taste like freshly washed socks or anything like that. Which I don't know if we should even know what that tastes like. But then you can come back, make sure your cotton is in here, adjusted exactly the way you like it. And it's filling up this complete chamber. You don't want any gaps in there. You want that to be able to pull that juice up really good. So once you have all that set up correctly, you're going to take this. Now, this doesn't matter, but I'm going to put the Bogan logo on the same side that I used to fill the tank with and snap that back down on there like that. Then you can refill your tank at this point if need be. I'm going to unscrew it from this mod. This entire piece, make sure your airflow is pointing out. You don't want to stick the airflow towards the inside like this, or you're not going to get any airflow. So make sure the airflow and your fill section is pointing out. Drop that whole thing in there like that. And we're going to take and tighten this down. Nice and tight. Then I get my cover that goes on right here. Make sure the airflow is up here. Take my drip tip. This is the drip tip I'm using. I don't like the one that it comes with. Screw that damn thing. Then we're going to double check and make sure that it is showing a respectable ohm, which this is 0.46. My battery's almost dead. We're going to change that real quick because might as well.
Be right back.
I don't know when the last time I changed a battery in this thing, but go ahead and loosen that battery, pop it out. It literally takes no time at all. I'm gonna set the new battery in there, tighten it down. Done. That's how fast that was. I mean, there's no issue whatsoever. And now look, we're at full battery now. 0.45, and I got almost 6,000 puffs on this thing. And we're gonna cover that back up. This is all nice and solid. Now, this is not a mod that I would be, I'm not going to be, I did, now I'll admit, I did use this mod when I flew last time. But in the future, when I go to fly, I'm not going to be flying with this mod. I don't want this to fall. And because if you drop this from like 800 feet, ever consider becoming a hand model? No, Will. I know my hands look like Bam Bam fingers or whatever, but you know that. There you go. Oh, it tastes so much better on a freshly new coil, new cotton, brand new juice, all mixed together. It tastes so much better. Good night, Shane. I hope you have a excellent time at Bad Apples along with Will Fly. I wish I was there with you guys. I'd love to meet y'all in person. Next year, it's going to happen, okay? I will tell you that. Next year, it's going to happen. I'm not going to make it this year. I will get my own video from my fly-in, and you get your video from your fly-in, and we'll see which one's better. Now, Will don't count because Will knows how to edit videos, so that's not fair. Will's video is going to be way better than anything I could ever do, so I should send Will all my video and go, here, Will, do something with that.
Good night, Shane. You have fun. Drive carefully.
Yeah, be safe, man.
I mean, unless you
fly
want to
safe.
drive like a maniac. That's
Watch out
entirely
for
up
any
to
of
you.
them crazy son of a guns that like to go to fly-ins just to cause trouble. I know they have really good air bosses down there, but you still got to watch your butt. Watch your butt. Good idea? Well, you know, I'm full of ideas.
Oh,
Yeah,
something.
I've been looking at a lot of
What?
different aircraft radios. The best one that I see, well, for a decent price is like Yaesu or something. Yaesu, I think it is. They make a decent one that I think it's 4 or 5 watts, which will be plenty because I'm only 2.5 miles from the airport. Even if I go over to Buckrow Beach, will only be like 5 miles from the airport. It should reach no problem. Yeah, there you go. Everybody send their videos to Will and let Will video it. I mean, let Will edit it. There you go. That sounds like a plan.
Make Will the new editor-in-chief.
Scuba's video will be more like a Benny Hill video. Dom Long, okay, I admit, it's Yeso. Okay, thanks, Scott. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yesu or Yeso. Yay. There you go.
Yee.
Yee. We got yee. I don't know nothing about Yeso. My question is, do you have to have a ham license to talk to aircraft towers, airport towers, or use an aircraft radio? I don't see why you would. I know for ham radio operations you need a ham license, but Yaesu, thank you. Well, there you go. That one. Yaesu. Well, you put SOO, so that's why I said Yaeso. Thank you, Will. Okay, I was pretty sure it was that way, but I just wanted to make sure. I mean, why would they require that if you're going to be talking to the tower like Langley Traffic, Paramotor 1, which, you know, most of the towers that you talk to require that you identify yourself in some fashion. Most of the time, unless you're in a spot where there's a lot of paramotor pilots. If you are, you may have to be paramotor 2, paramotor 3, paramotor 4. But where I'm at, we're usually not flying at the same time, so we're all paramotor 1. So we would say Langley Traffic, paramotor 1, taking off from Buckrow Beach, remaining
In the area.
remaining in the area of Buckrow
leaving
Beach,
the
below
area.
700 feet, AGL, Langley Traffic, and then see what they say. They could either say, no, hell, you're not, or, you know, they usually come back and say, just let us know when you're done. That's their usual response, which is perfectly fine. If they come back and say that, then you just wait until you land and you just say Langley Traffic. Paramotor 1 is clear of the airspace. Langley Traffic, and you're done.
See?
And everybody's
so
happy.
now why are you so fucking freaked out to call them?
It still scares me because it's an Air Force base. It's not like a normal little private airport place. It's a freaking...
People in the military are just people. They're just people.
Tony, you got me busted. It's not hard to get Scuba off topic about vaping and mentioning paramotors. You're gonna need a channel. Hey, Dolores.
Evening, Dolores.
Dolores is quick to point out any mistakes that I've ever made or buying anything that I shouldn't have bought. She, I have
not
used a
buying
CB.
things you should have bought, like for me.
Let's
Because
pick
Dolores,
a name
Dolores
for the
is
new
the
show.
bomb diggity.
Well, Bill, it wouldn't be just a new show. I would have to make a new channel, I think. Because I can't have, like Scuba as my main channel. It would have to be
Absolutely
like
not, Dolores.
Paravape. new show, Paravape. Yeah, they're gonna be like, what the hell? Just another channel like Scuba PPG or something like that, and just that way I can talk about paramotors and not feel.
You could call it Fish Out of Water and still call yourself Scuba.
Most of the
have
paramotor
your
shows,
shape.
hell, even Shane's only doing 6 more shows, and then
You didn't listen to me.
What, Para-Eagle?
That you can call it Fish Out of Water and still call yourself Scuba and still use the same backgrounds and stuff, and except have a little paramotor guy added to it.
Friday night flights. Yeah, I'll think about it. I don't know what to do at this point. I mean, it's weird because the most popular guy, Tucker Gott, uses his name. He doesn't use Tucker PPG or Tucker I Fly Paramount. It's just Tucker Gott. And he's like the most popular. So there you go.
He totally needs to start referring to himself as Tucky, though. That would be hilarious. Tucky, it's me, Tucky.
Tucker is an anomaly. Well, there you go, Will. It is. It's weird that he's got just his name and that worked. But Tucker has editing skills. That's one thing I should learn.
He's also an
how to
attractive young man, so he's got a
He's
probably-
attractive?
I would say so, yeah.
Damn.
I mean, he's probably young enough to be my son, but I would say if I was a young lady, I'd be like, "Oh, who's that? He's cute." So I would say probably some of his audience doesn't even fly. They're just like young man with money. Let's watch him.
Well, if Tony, I'll be honest with you. If I was Tucker, I probably
I
wouldn't
just
go to
bought some
fly-ins
stuff,
either,
Dolores.
because he wouldn't get to enjoy himself. He would be surrounded by people wanting his autograph, etc., etc. He wouldn't get to enjoy himself. That's why he's not going to fly-ins. Same way with Rip Trippers here for vaping. He doesn't go he doesn't go
Look
to
what
any
happens
vape
to
events.
Phil and Dimitri when they go to a vape event.
They get swarmed by people every time. But they do eventually get left alone. It doesn't take long.
You might, Dolores. I mean, I bought myself some nail polish.
Well, I mean, as far as mothers go, the only mother I have around me anymore would be Munchkin, because mine's no longer with us, so. I got her a ticket to Bad Apples. Oh my God, she would
Kill you.
castrate me, Will Fly.
You can claim my mommy. She drunk. She won't know the difference.
Oh yeah, your mommy's still here, so yours is 90. Harry, I want to say I feel so bad for you. Harry's trying to set up his hot tub. He's got the same hot tub we got, and he's having all kinds of issues. Hopefully you get everything worked out tomorrow, and your water hose is not a slow one like we have. Even with our slow water hose, it took, 45 minutes to fill it? It doesn't take that long. The longest part is waiting for it to heat up, which honestly takes overnight. It takes almost 24 hours to heat it to 104. The first time you get in 104, it might feel kind of hot, but it's not that bad. It actually feels really good to 104. And once you have the bubbles going, it starts dropping. It'll drop to 102 after about 10 minutes or so, 10 to 15 minutes. And then
So
it goes down to 100.
Katie wants me to get her a baby, not
Oh
a
no,
heart monitor.
their
but
thing's
like
already made a
Doppler-
picture. I gotta
a
see
Doppler
this.
thing, so you can hear the baby's heartbeat. Because I don't know if we told you that we're gonna be grandparents again.
Yeah, I think we told him. What the hell? He put that thing basically piloting a paramotor. Remember that thing burger? That was a really good burger.
Yeah.
That burger was freaking delicious, man. If I ever go back down to Louisiana
Thank you.
to Kylo's, I'm going to go to Peach's Porch, which is what that restaurant's called, and
Yes.
get that thing. Because that thing...
Katie's not so thrilled with the prospect. But you know.
Even the
else
lady
seems to be.
that cooks back there, she's like, "You already ate that thing?" I was like, "I sure did eat that thing." That thing was the bomb.
He asked for just a small. He wanted to sample the jambalaya.
Oh
and
my
they gave
god!
him just a full ass bowl of it and shit.
Yeah, I was like, "Can I just have a real tiny, small sample of your jambalaya? I just want to see it taste like, because I've never had really like original jambalaya Louisiana style." She brings me this big ass bowl. I'm like, damn, the hell. Which it was good. I'm not gonna lie. They can cook their ass off down there. And I want to go back down. Where's that? But yeah, it's in Spring Hill. It's in the same shopping center where Kylo runs his pharmacy, Bill. It's called Peach's Porch. Go in there, ask for that thing burger, and it's so huge you cannot even you can't bite the thing. It's friggin' huge. Delicious though, delicious.
Best club sandwich I've ever had in my life. I was thinking about that the other day at work. Where did I get that? I want another one, and I'm like, shit, that was in Louisiana.
That club sandwich was. I saw her club sandwich. I was like, damn, I should have got a club sandwich.
It was so good. I got that the next time we went there too.
It's like a hole in the wall little restaurant in that strip mall, but damn, they got good food. I mean, it's just a little small place, but they can cook their tail off in there. They can damn sure cook their tail off. I want to go back down there in Louisiana for a few reasons. Number one, I could train some more with Kyle because I've already paid, so I could train more with Kyle. He could fly my motors because he's never flown a Factory R, which would make a great video for him. And he could adjust my wing if my brakes need to be adjusted. He could change all that. Are you talking and I'm not seeing anything, or am I watching?
No, I was chewing.
I'm watching the old video. Okay, I was watching the stream.
No. Yeah, it's good. And it's not expensive either.
Yeah, if you see the picture, Bill, that picture is exactly what you get. It is absolutely delicious, man. It's friggin' good, man. I don't know what else to say. It's delicious. Cherokee, I tried to meet your ass. We were there. Where was you at? I'm over in Shreveport. We went to Shreveport. We went to the airport there. I don't see no Cherokee anywhere. Then we went, trained with Kyle, came back to Shreveport. Still no Cherokee. Not my fault. I told you. I wasn't like I showed up by accident. You knew I was coming. Not my fault. Yeah, I think he does too, Bill. Kyle is a pharmacist. Kyle O'Glee is a full-blown pharmacist. He doesn't work there as much as he used to. His brother actually does it too. But he has other people that run the pharmacy when he's there. When he's not there, I should say. When he's there. But yeah, Kyle O'Glee is a pharmacist. And it's just a little small pharmacy that they run right there. And, that's how he makes money besides doing his paramotor training. Which, if anybody ever was interested, I would say, hell yeah, go train with Kyle. He's really laid back and does not
Next weekend,
pressure
Dolores.
you. He's not one of those guys like, hey, go, 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 go. He's not like that at all. And he can look at you and tell if you're ready to fly or not. He'll watch you. He won't say anything, but he'll say, you know, like, oh, Steve leveled up. You know, like if I do something good, he'll say I leveled up.
He just rebuilt the stubby. But yeah, I mean, those two guys that were there from Vegas, that was the second time they had been there, and they had already been there a week before we got there.
Oh,
And
you was working. Okay.
He never even let them get close to taking flight. I never saw them with a wing in their hand and a motor on their back at the same time.
Oh yeah, that was what are their names?
Luis remembers. I don't remember.
They're from Las Vegas. They're wow. I know
I
their
remember
names.
that.
I just saw the video not too long ago.
I'm sure Luis remembers. I don't remember.
Those two guys, bless their heart, they've already been to Kyle 2 or 3 times and they still haven't gotten the air. One of the guys, kind of a heavier set guy, loves yanking the brakes really hard, and you can't do that. And
He ain't going to Louisiana anytime soon. He acts like he's got unlimited money and unlimited vacation.
no, I'm not going anytime
And
soon.
here's the
Dolores.
thing: is going to Louisiana is a 17-hour drive. Okay, and yeah, he did that earlier. But 17-hour drive. If that's if he wants Kyle to fly his wing and fly his motor, because he ain't
Right.
gonna pay to ship it.
No.
So yeah.
I don't
That ain't
trust
happening.
putting not it wasn't Jim Deweese. Well, Deweese was there too, so she should know. Why can't I remember their names? Laney, not Lane, not that, but they were both. They were. Are they? Were they brothers? They were brothers. Okay. Bless their hearts. And Deweese left before I got to take my first flight. Unfortunately, Deweese had to leave. Deweese came there mainly for the trike training. And now Deweese flies on her own, which is freaking awesome. She still has resting bitch face, but you know that's Deweese's thing. Deweese definitely has the resting beach face. She's got a beach face. She has a resting beach face. There you go.
There ain't nothing wrong with RBF.
I just think it's funny. I'm like, she can't. I gotta have surgery on your shoulder. Ouch, Deweese. Dadgum. 20 hours from New York to Louisiana. Wow, Harry. Well, I mean, all right. Now, Aviator just opened they literally just opened a new training facility right next to Nashville, Tennessee. So if you're further north, now Aviator charges a lot more to train. Don't get me wrong. They're like $3,200, I think, to take training. But by the time you leave there, you can go home and fly all by yourself, no problem. They give you like 25, 30 flights before you even leave there. So Aviator's pretty cool, and you get a really cool coin, and you become an Aviator alumni and all that good stuff. My granddaughter? Not my granddaughter. Holy crap. My niece was actually interested in flying. Crystal.
Yeah.
She said, I need to do that. I so need to do that. And she's the type of... I hesitate to say lady or woman because I know her as a little child. That's the last time I saw her. Well, no, I've seen her since then. But when I was a teenager, she was a little girl when I stayed at their house. And it's just so weird to see her all grown up now and married. And now she's a real estate agent. It's crazy. But she's considering going flying. And she Harleys and she's all about the cool stuff. Yeah, if you look it up, Spring Hill, Louisiana, which is the northern part of Louisiana, that's where the airport is that he does most of his training out of. That happens to kids if you keep feeding them. Don't it, Bidar thing? It does happen.
They do tend to grow up.
Well, when I go to this fly-in, they were like, we would appreciate, it doesn't cost anything to go to this fly-in, which is great. They're like, we would appreciate firewood, blah, blah, blah. I have a whole shed of firewood back there that we're not going to use because we have no fireplace here. We have no fire pit. So I'm going to take a lot of firewood and go, here you go. Because they cook and damn, they got some good food. They cook their ass off at that damn fly-in.
We only don't have a fire pit because you haven't bought one yet.
Vector stock? Vector stock? Is this my robot?
What?
New to Vector stock. It's a stock agency? What?
Oh.
Oh, wait. Vector stock. Paraglider or paramotor on a white background Vector. It took me to a weird spot, Dolores. I don't know. Take an hour and dig a fire pit? Well, John Q, there's actually a spot already dug out in the backyard. We could have a fire pit.
Just dig a hole in my backyard. That's ghetto as hell.
Well, there's a hole dug already back there where they probably had a fire pit. We already have nice lights out there and a hot tub, and it's very nice and peaceful out in the backyard. We're good. I don't think we need a fire pit. I mean, it may be in the future. Maybe we'll get a fire pit.
I want a fire pit. I just don't want a hole dug in the backyard. We could get some mulch and put some mulch up around the edge of around the decking, and maybe extend it out a little bit and put a fire pit out there.
I'm out of cock. I'm out of fighting cock. It's a shame. Look, I have Jack Daniels, and look, it's almost gone.
Well, it is a shame, especially considering your ass was at the fucking grocery store, or you could have gone to the grocery store.
Well, yeah, but
or the liquor store. It's right next to the grocery store.
I need to move from New York. Well, hey, come to Virginia, Harry, and come watch me fly. All right, I'm gonna refill my thingamajigger with ice and so on.
No, I meant not a fire pit. I meant digging a hole in the backyard. So in order to put a fire pit in, I would like it to look like it's more than just a fucking hole of dirt in my backyard with some wood shoved in it. So I'd like to put some mulch down and actually get one of the fire barrels, but not that expensive one that everybody keeps buying that just looks like the inside of a dryer. But well, I want one. We'll get there. He also wants to get the gazebo thing that. I mean, that's kind of what some of those things look like. I am fine with the ones that just look like the metal bowl that you put the wood in. I mean, that's fine with me. That's certainly cheaper because the ones that look like the inside of the dryer, those things are almost like $300. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what they're called.
When we looked up the Hers chips, right?
Yeah.
What ounce bag was those? The big thing that we could buy? What ounce was those?
They were just like the regular size bags you get at the gas station, but you got a case of them.
Yeah, but I think there were more ounces. This is the bag we got, right? Which is a decent sized bag, but look at the ounce. This is only 2 3/4 ounces. I think the ones online are 7 ounces, which would be bigger than these.
Let me look.
These are delicious, guys. The Hers Carolina Reaper. I mean, they're hot, don't get me wrong, but for cheese curls, those things are off the chain. And they're all gone now. We don't have any left. And we bought them at a Love's truck stop. So if you ever buy a Love's truck stop, you might be able to find them. We have like all kinds of grocery stores that sell Hers, but never that flavor.
They're 12 6-ounce bags.
6 ounce. These are only 2 3/4 ounces. So
Okay.
those are big bags. That sounds good. Yeah, you know, Harry, I don't blame you, especially if you're gonna Bluetooth. They have flames that actually dance to the music. Will fly, I'll show you what I got, especially for fly-ins. Let me see if they still have it on sale, number one. Because I would hate to tell y'all this and I'll be wrong.
See, yeah, that just looks like a tire rim for $80. How big is that? All right, that looks fairly large when you look at the picture that they have.
It's still 99 bucks. Okay. This guy right here, let me get my camera up where I can see what I'm doing. This one, yep. I'm gonna try to pick this up. I don't want to play music because we'll get copyrights like crazy. This is a Monster Rocker Roller. Now,
Just so you can sit outside and enjoy the fire and
this has
roast
lights right
marshmallows.
here on each corner. It's Bluetooth. It has a QE, whatever you want to call it, adapter on the top so that you can charge your phone right there, which is wireless. It has rollers. It has this slide up thing so you can roll it around. It has a pouch on the back. It has a bottle cap opener, a beer opener. Pop! You can pop it right off the back right there. So when you have it plugged in, it's like 270 watts. When it's running off the battery, which lasts 100 hours, it's more like 100 watts. But honestly, 100 watts is pretty damn loud. 99 bucks for that thing is dirt cheap. It's samsclub.com. Look up the Monster Rockin' Roller with no G. Rockin' with ROCKIN. Rockin' Roller. They're 99 bucks right now. Normally those things are like 200 and something dollars. For a fly-in, it would be perfect to go and take so that people could listen to music. I'm just saying. You could take that thing there and you'd be good to go. Riley, there you go. Riley and John. Thank you, Deweese. You are correct.
that was driving her crazy. I'm gonna have to figure out who that was.
Randy is Deweese. Randy remembered it. Good job, Randy. Yeah. Riley and
somebody's paying
John. Holy crap. Now, John's the one. John came over and tried to tell me how to clip in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Kyle had already told us how to clip in. You know, grab it like a golf club, flip it over. And Riley's like, no, just grab it and do this and hook it up. I'm like, no, that's not what Kyle told me. He's like, yeah, but you can just do it that way. I'm like, why would I listen to you? You're still learning how to fly and you've been here 3 times. No, I'm not listening to you. So, yeah, don't listen to, if you ever to go try training somewhere, don't listen to the student. Always listen to your instructor. Just saying. Yeah, Riley's the one that liked to pull the brakes really hard, like jam on the brakes. It was crazy. So, I mean, hopefully them guys eventually got to fly. I don't know. I know I did. Me and Kevin. Kevin was the other guy, Deweese, that was basically my flying buddy. So Kevin and I both flew at the same time. We both have the same flyversary Kevin was supposed to go fly in Hawaii. I have not seen him post any video of him flying since he left training. So I don't know. Oh, John got to fly? Well, that's good, Deweese. Cool. So one of them got to fly. Riley's probably still working on it. John, you know, and Kyle even told me, he said, John's ready to fly. And he told me that personally. He's like, you know, if things are good tomorrow, I think John may get his first flight in. I was like, oh, that's cool. But then the next day they were like, yeah, we got to leave. We got to go back. So he didn't get to fly, and it's his own fault because he left. Is he still alive? I don't know, Deweese. I don't know. Now, you're talking about Kevin? Yeah, as far as I know, Kevin's still alive. I mean, I can look him up on Facebook real quick. I do have him as a friend.
Going back and forth between Colorado and Hawaii.
Yeah, he goes back and forth between the two states. So, but I haven't seen him post any videos of him flying. I got the video where I posted on his channel. I don't see where he's posted anything.
Maybe he's just not big into posting on Facebook. You don't post that much either.
Oh, there he is. I just had to make sure I'm looking at the right guy. Wow, he's got no hair. Oh, that's from 2013. Holy crap.
Well, he didn't have any hair.
People are messaging him saying, aloha, Kevin. Happy birthday. So, I just want to see one video of him flying. The reason why I ask is because while we were there at Kyle's training, he bought a wing while I was there. I watched him ask Kyle, hey, could you go ahead and get this wing for me? And Kyle ordered it. I don't know what happened after that. Did he get his wing? Did he order a paramotor? I don't know. Everyone wants Paramom's autograph. Well, I hope Kevin's doing okay. I mean, Kevin technically flew before I did. My first flight was, 30 feet right back down into the ground because I jumped into the seat too quick.
Yes.
The next flight I took off, and then Kevin followed me. That's the video on my channel. She's like, oh, look, he's chasing them. Remember? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was Kevin taking off the next time. And Kevin he stayed there after we left, and he said he got 7 to 9 flights in. So, I mean, even if he didn't continue with the sport, he did get more flight. He's got more flights now, even if he didn't fly anymore, than I do currently. I've only got 5 total flights. 5. So, Dolores, that is a great idea, actually. I'll have to find a good paramotor logo to throw up there, but I may do that. And congratulations, Linda, for having a mom that's 97 years old. I wish my mom would have made it that long because she'd still be around right now.
Yeah.
The problem was my mom was a smoker. Now, the last, I'd say 7 years of her life, she did not smoke. She didn't vape, nothing. But the damage was already done. So she, they had her on oxygen and stuff while she was in hospice, and they had the machine cranked as high as it would go, and it was barely keeping her alive. So then they give you the ultimate decision. Well, we can keep trying to keep her alive with this oxygen, but it's not going to work too much longer, or we can shut it down. And she told us before she got to that point, don't keep me on no damn machine, And what do? I mean, you want her to live, but what do? Do you honor her wishes? Or do you
Yes.
go, so that's what, and I made a speech, even though I couldn't hardly do it, in front of my entire family and said, look, Mom wants us to not keep her on the machine. I think we should have them turn it off. They've already cranked it as high as it'll go. I think we should honor her wishes. And the weird thing about that is they turn the machines off at like 8 o'clock at night. Okay. I stayed there till I think 10 o'clock that night and then went home. I think my mom died a little bit after midnight. So she continued to live another couple of hours, or quite a few hours. What? 4 to 5 hours after they turned the machines off. So. But yeah, I'm happy that my mom got to speak to every one of us and basically tell us goodbye. And she asked, it's heartbreaking, honestly, guys. She asked if it was okay if she left. Is it okay for her to leave? And I told her, you've done everything you could. You raised a great family, and yes, you have every right to go and be free. So I think we did the right thing. So
Well, yeah, that's what she wanted. My dad told me and my sister we were standing in the way between him and God. We were like, all right, well, you were
you're standing in the way.
Yeah, you were unconscious, so we weren't sure. But okay, well, so as soon as he said that, we were like, all right, are you sure? Yes, I am. So we told the doctors to unhook him, and they did, and just put him on pain meds.
It was sad, Bill. I mean, I wish my mom would have stayed alive long enough to get to see me fly. Now, this was before I even took interest, I would say full interest into paramotors. So my mom didn't get to see any of that. She gets to see it now, but yeah, not while she was living. Now my kids, they get to see it, and my Marine son still gives me crap. He was like, you do all this stuff and you fly and you still don't have your damn scuba license. And I was like, I know, man, I need to go get that. It is very difficult, Will. It's not a decision you ever want to have to make, honestly, but it was one that had to be done. I honestly don't know why I was the only one standing there pretty much breaking down, trying to give the speech, and nobody said a word. They were quiet. Nobody said anything. The only thing that, wow, look at that trike. That's nice, Dolores. The only thing that happened was my niece
Pretty much, John,
was arguing to get the van that my mom had. My sister already claimed the TV, and I'm like, there was basically.
I think she sent that image to you so you could use that for your background.
Oh, for the background. Oh, thanks, Dolores. I didn't even. Yeah, it is like. Well, it's not completely non-backgroundish, so it wouldn't show up correctly. I'll find something. It's fine. You're keeping me from heaven, right, John Q? I totally get it. Relatives can be brutal. Dolores, you got that completely. She literally had us all in the same room. She had us all in the same room. I did not say a word. And she said, my van goes to Steven. He needs it more than anybody else in this room. Crystal already had a car. My brother had a car. Mine was pretty much done. I didn't have a car. So she said I needed the car the most. So she decided to give it to me. But they sit there and argued with her. I'm like, this woman is dying. Why are you arguing with her wishes? I didn't care who she gave it to. honestly, if she would have said it was for her, I'd been like, hey, that's fine. I wasn't going to argue with the lady. I mean, come on. But it is what it is.
That is very true, John Q. But you can still be sad.
A lot of my family are very selfish. They've always been that way. I don't even know some of my niece and nephew kids, which are what, cousins? Is that the way that works? I don't even know them because they've kept them away from me, which is weird. But I mean, Munchkin's trying to say, well, they don't want the kids to bother you, and I'm like, no, it seems more like they're just trying to keep away from me because they know how bad I used to be when I was young. Whatever.
But they don't know because they are your nieces and nephews. They weren't around when you were young. So, no. Most people try to keep most normal people that aren't entitled assholes try to keep their young children from driving fucking people crazy and harassing them and bugging them and asking 1,000 questions.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm glad you had a good memorial service, Linda. They did the same thing for my boss. He had a great memorial service. It's kind of weird because I think we were the youngest people there.
Pretty much.
But
besides
his granddaughter. Yeah. Other than that, we were like the youngest people there. Well, no, his son was younger than us.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Well, maybe younger than you. I don't know if he's younger than me.
Now, his wife told me, though, if you would have let me know you were coming, I would have put you up there for a speech. And I'm like, thank God.
Well, you said straight up, that's why I didn't let you know I was coming.
Yeah, I said, that's why I didn't tell you, because I didn't want to give no speech. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
There wouldn't have been any time since we had to sit there and listen to the RV story.
I worked for Marvin 20-something years. So it was kind of hard when I did leave there. The business was about to close anyway. I left at like the perfect time before the business got sold to somebody else. And who knows what Marvin made off of. I have no idea. Good for him. Whatever he made, that's fine. But I left at the right time. It was time to go. Not only did I need to get out of that company, but out of that state. So
you were the catalyst that let them shut everything down because Marvin was not in a position to realize the condition he was in.
Yeah.
And as long as you were there to keep it going, and Dean was there to keep it going, yeah, yeah. You leaving allowed them to do what needed to be done.
It surprised me to see his brother on oxygen. His brother lives down in Florida. They usually go down there for the winter so they can stay warm. They don't like the cold weather. And then they come back to Georgia in the summer. But I think now they're just staying in Florida. They don't leave there. And they're living a nice life there. But yeah, at the memorial service, he had the whole oxygen tank thing hooked up, which I'm like, man, I hope I don't end up that way. Vector, would you stop pushing stuff off my desk? Thank you.
Mine's in the other room. I just happened to grab the cup that was sitting next to me in the living room and put booze in it. I got the yellow cup because I'm drinking banana whiskey with Sprite.
Yeah, my boss was cremated. They had his ashes there. Really good pictures, and everybody that got up to talk about him did a great job. I'm glad I got to go. It meant a lot to me. Dean is like a second mother to me, which is Marvin's sister, and
which made her cry when she told somebody about it.
Yeah.
And who was that other lady there that looks exactly like Dean? Is that her? Is that Marvin's other sister?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, the other lady that looks just like Dean is Terrell, Terrell's is Marvin's brother, right? That lady is Terrell's wife. They are not related whatsoever, but Dean and that lady look identical to each other. It's
They
so
look
weird.
like they could be twins. I mean, they seriously look exactly alike.
What did I do at that company? Scott, excellent question. Mainly, my main thing that I did was deliver parts, Scott. I also did service on emission machines, what we were allowed to do. A lot of it we weren't allowed to do because the state had to get involved because they got a stupid sticker on the machine that says unauthorized access, blah, blah, blah. Even though I could have fixed the machine, sometimes I would fix it. And just, you just got to know how to hold the reset button when you open the back door to the machine and change the oxygen sensor in the machine, put it back together without letting the button go and lock it back, and you're good to go. I've done that. Ain't proud of it, but I saved them a lot of money by us selling them like a $38 oxygen sensor, replacing it in their machine instead of them calling the other company out, which I won't say their name, to come out and work on the machine for $250 just to show up. Just to show up. That doesn't count the part or the labor to put it in the machine. So, yeah. I was trying to find my straw, and there's no straw. This is a smaller cup than what I usually use. I was like, where's the straw, man? I got no straw. When a guy's wife looks like his mother when she was younger. Whoa, that is weird, John Q. You can buy a kit for a fire pit. You know, Linda, that's probably the better way to go because most of the fire pits they sell now are really expensive for no damn apparent reason. They're expensive.
I'm happy with the little $30 black metal fucking bowls she just set in the yard.
Well, I had a
And at the
fire
end of the
barrel,
season, when they rust out,
but that wasn't the same
toss
thing as
them
a
out to
fire
the curb.
pit.
No.
The fire
No, I
barrel
don't
I
wanna
left
look
in
like
Georgia
hobos.
anyway. The house that I used to live in Georgia has been completely gutted. We saw it while we were down there. They completely gutted the house. They tore down every bush and tree that was surrounding the house. They also tore down the entire fence that was surrounding the house because the fence was crap. It was wood, but it was falling apart. So they said, you know what? We're just going to tear down they just tore down the fence. So now if they own pets or whatever, I guess they can't just let them out in the yard, even though that's a big yard.
You can put invisible fencing up.
Yeah. But yeah. So hopefully if all goes well, Wednesday after work, I'll be heading to Eastern Shore. I got all my cameras charged and ready to record, and I'm going to try to get some flights in for you guys. I think I'm going to do okay. Now, my problem is I haven't done a forward launch since last September of last year. And that was at that particular airfield, right? So the last flight I took, which was a couple weeks ago, was a reverse launch, which was so easy. It felt like I was cheating. It literally felt like I showed the small videos on Facebook. I didn't post them on YouTube, but it shows me do a reverse launch, and I get the wing up in the air, and I literally turn around and a few steps and I'm in the air. The first one y'all saw, I took probably more, like 10 to 12 steps, but I was trying to make sure the wing was steady before I romped on the gas. And I did go close to the wires, but I was kind of, the perspective is bad on that camera because Munchkin was filming it. So it looks like I went right up, but I was kind of more to the left. So I had a way
The
out.
perspective was bad, not because Munchkin was filming it. It's because
not-
you were flying directly towards Munchkin with the camera.
Yeah.
Why you gotta phrase it like that, sir?
I'm not saying you did a bad job filming it. You did a great
You
job
damn
filming
straight
it.
I did.
It's just the perspective was weird because of where you were sitting.
Yes, because you were
Compared-
flying straight towards me, pretty much.
Well, it was away from you, but it was at an angle, so you can't see where the pole is in conjunction with me. Anyways, I was safe. A lot of people gave me crap about, oh, you're flying over power lines. Duh, I was well above the power lines, but I was also well to the left. I literally could have had an engine out and turned left and landed right there. There's a nice, not a big piece, but there's a nice piece of grass right there, just past that telephone pole. So I was fine. Flying around there though was some really nice butter air. I wish if Munchkin was there and she was getting burnt to a crisp. If it wasn't for that, I could have stayed there and flown all day long. It was perfect flying conditions. I couldn't have asked for better. All I need to do is put more gas in it and keep going. And I would have kept on flying.
He tried to make Munchkin burst into flames at the air show. Surprised he didn't turn around. There's nothing but a pair of glasses and a pile of ash.
You liked the air show and you know it.
Well, except for the whole coming home and looking like a fucking panda bear. Yeah.
Now, I gotta say though, that was a complete ripoff. I think if they have any kind of what can we do better, like on comments,
Get your vendors under control. $12 for a fucking lemonade. You out your damn mind.
That was ridiculous. That was just to give you guys an idea. It was $5. You had to pay cash. You couldn't do credit card. But for a beer, a 16-ounce Bud Light or whatever was $5. A lemonade, $12.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He got me a corn dog and some French fries. Now, granted, it was a foot-long corn dog with the grossest hot dogs ever. $20.
$20.
Corn dog.
I got a shish kebab with chicken on it and a little bit of fries, $25. So I paid for my meal and Munchkin meal $45 just to eat a snack, pretty much.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous how much they charge for food there. Ridiculous. I literally could have drank beer all day and still not have spent as much as I did for food. And you can't bring food in there.
Maybe that was their plan, was to get you to drink so much beer where you're like, fuck it, I'm hungry. I'm going to spend $25 for...
I like Bud Light, John Q. It's fine. Bud Light, Bud Ice. I mean, I like Bud Light better than Bud Ice.
Anything ice gives me a headache.
I used to like Bud Ice more, but now I'm more of a Bud Light guy. So, if I even drink beer, I usually don't drink beer ever. So, but if it comes down to it and I need something cheap, I'll drink Bud Light. I like Michelob too, but I haven't had that in forever.
If you want something cheap, you get Natural Light. That's like fucking beer flavored water.
Ooh, yeah, that's nasty. I'll tell you what, if it's Miller, I ain't touching it. Miller is like, ugh, ugh. I can't stand Miller. I cannot stand Miller. You prefer Miller Lite? Really, Scott? You typed that right as you... I cannot stand Miller. Oh my God, that stuff tastes like piss, in my opinion. I can't do Miller, man. I'll take Bud, Michelob, Yingling, anything over Miller.
I don't prefer any of those. I like the wheat beers.
Yeah, I don't like stouts and stuff like that, but
I like stout, but I like the Guinness Draft because it's carbonated.
I will tell y'all, this is vaping way better now with a new coil and new cotton.
I can't imagine why.
Now that we're getting back to vape talk instead of paramotor talk. Just saying. There's going to be a lot of paramotor talk starting next Wednesday. I don't think I really can't go live because there's no Wi-Fi at that airport, but I can record some video and then post it after, which will be the last day of the event is Sunday. So, yes, Yingling. You've never had Yingling, John Q? It's not spelled that way. It's like Y-U-E-L-I-N-G. Ling or something like that, or it's something close to that. It's a weird. Hell, I got a freaking bar mat with Yingling on it. I don't even know how to spell it because it's spelled weird. It's got more alcohol in it in the beer. That's why I like it probably. It was strong when I first tried it, but once you have a few of them, then they taste good.
Yeah, I know, Creed.
That dude wants to be a girl. Which there you go. Thank you, Dire Thing. That is how you spell it.
Bud Light came out with
Y-U-E-N.
a beer can with I guess a trans person.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, all the homophobes.
I need an AA
oh my God,
meeting.
dump the Bud Light.
I'm sorry, Bill. Bud Light sales down 30%. Wow. Bill, if you are a recovering alcoholic or something like that, I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring up drinking whatsoever. If that bothers you, I will stop.
Well, if that's the
to.
case, sorry for last week because I was drunk as fuck.
You were pretty bad off.
It's not my fault they make those margaritas.
I'll
so
tell you
strong.
what, 14 years. Nice, Bill. Congratulations. I will not drink and fly. I think that's worse.
A bad idea.
I mean, you think about DUI, right? A DUI, not only do you hurt yourself, but you may hurt somebody else. Now, on a DUF, I don't know, driving under influence, DUIF, driving under influence of flying is even worse. You could hurt yourself, personal property, and somebody. You know, it's a lot.
I think
not just hurt yourself, kill yourself.
I would say drinking and flying would be almost worse, simply because not worse as far as the effects if you crash, because the likelihood you're going to crash into a family of 5 and take them all out is less likely in the air. But driving for a lot of people is autopilot. That's why so many people can drink and drive and turn out fine.
It worries me.
Flying is not autopilot. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do where you have to be paying attention at all times. You can't do that as second nature.
It worries me about the people that go to fly-ins and drink because they're drinking at the fly-ins and then take off and fly.
Well, hopefully
that scares me to death.
Hopefully they're drinking at night after they fly.
That's perfectly fine. I got no problems. If you fly and then sunset comes and you decide to land and you're done and you start drinking, good for you. But don't fly under the influence. That's all I'm saying. That's a very bad idea. Very bad idea. I know I won't do it. So if I plan on flying at all, if I take the first drink, I'm not flying. So that's just the way it would be. It'd be like, hey, you've had a few drinks. You want to go flying? No, I don't. I've been drinking. I'm not flying. So just my own personal responsibility to myself. I would not do that. One year. Very nice, Linda. Very nice. Yeah, I'm sorry that okay. Let me explain. I don't usually drink during the week, but on Fridays I do when I'm doing the show, and there's a few reasons for that, but the main reason is when I have a drink during my show, it allows my mouth to flow. I keep talking, and I can keep talking. If I don't, then I sit here and I'm boring. So that's all that's about. It became a thing for me many years ago that just helped me relax because the show was so it was like, I need to do this and I need to build that. It helped me relax so I could build. Now it's just like, it helps me to be able to speak, I guess, more than anything. What's up, HB? Hot Brother Steve, I got to say something because you're here now. And first of all, well, there's a few things I want to say to Hot Buttered Steve. Number one, I want to say congratulations. I'm very impressed with you and Angie and how things have turned out. And I saw all your previous videos where it seemed like you were down in the dumps and stuff wasn't going your way. And now you've found someone that you are now engaged to, which is freaking awesome. And your life has turned around.
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's engaged now. And I think it's awesome. And not only is he engaged, he's engaged to somebody that was training to fly a paramotor. So
Is that what I got to do? Do I got to go take training?
You don't have to fly for me, babe. You don't have to fly. But I'm just saying that she was on the verge of already getting to the point to where she could fly. So Steve could help her now to finish out her training. I'm guessing Steve's good enough to help her. And then she'll get to fly and they can become flying buddies. They can fly together. They could wingtip touch.
Aww.
They could touch wings. I'm just saying. I think it's awesome, Steve, and congratulations on your engagement. I think it's awesome. I do think he's going to be going to a lot less fly-ins because he's going to be like, hell no, I'm staying with my woman. So you may cut into your time, but yeah. If you haven't watched the latest video that Hot Butter Steve put out, go watch it. It's a great watch. It's a paramotor love story, if you will. He did a good job on it. He did a good job. I'll make Munchkin watch it later. It is a paramotor love story. It's rated R. After all that, that's what he's going to come back with? It's rated R? Really? Steve, come on, man.
Maybe he doesn't handle the mushy stuff well. I'm just saying.
And my show's been on since 8 p.m., and he shows up at 10 o'clock when the show's going off. I see how it is, Steve. I see. Angie is laughing her butt off. I think it's so sweet. What else I thought was really cool about that is how much video Steve took of them walking together, kissing each other over and over again. I think Steve did that just in case she decided to get the hell on. He would still have video proof that it happened. It was like, I need to record this because
Hey, Telly.
this may not last this long. Let me record it. He got video of like everything.
That's
which is awesome.
sweet.
It was sweet. It was sweet. But he recorded every damn thing. They were like in the hot tub and they were all over the place. And it was sweet.
No, Creed, he didn't get it. It went right over his fucking head.
Best time to show up. What's up, Slappy? What did Creed say? I missed it.
Creed didn't say anything.
Only if I missed the hole and hit the wrong one. What? What?
No, dear.
Oh.
It is not what Creed said. It's what I said, and you missed it.
Good night, Will.
But it's fine.
What'd you say?
Good night, Will.
What did you say?
Nothing. Never mind.
And such is life. Well, Will, I hope y'all have a great time at Bad Apples. I get to start one day before you guys do. Now, I know Will's going to be at Bad Apples Monday. He's getting there early. So they'll already be there. And Will, I expect live video on your channel. By God, do it now. I want to see Bad Apples. I want to see the turnout, how many people's there, how many trike launches there's going. Well, go get naked, HBS. Hell yeah. I'm just going to call him HBS because that's what Hot Butter Steve, you know.
Call him Parquet.
But I expect Will Fly to have many, many videos to go and edit so that we can see everything that was Bad Apples. I'm going to try to record as much as I can of Spring Wing, the fly-in that I'm going to. So we'll both have video from different events and we can all have stuff to share. A luncheon afterwards. But yeah, we're past time, guys. I'm going to, Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. Oh, Friday? You can come on the show, Will, and show it. Wait, I'm going to be at the fly-in still on Friday.
I'm sure you'll be coming home at some point, right? Unless you just plan on spending the night out there, because I already told you we can't leave the dog, and I haven't made any arrangements to have somebody watch the cats.
Okay, we still have details to figure out about the fly-in, but yeah. All right. We're going to get off of here. Yeah, the fly-in starts Wednesday here at Eastern Shore, which hopefully I'll get a flight in Wednesday night.
Go continue.
And then Thursday starts at sunrise. And there's a lot of guys there with trikes. At least there was last time. So we'll see what happens, but yeah. Okie won a bunch of coins. Awesome. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully I'll get some videos up very soon. Harry, good luck with the hot tub. Hopefully you get it filled soon. Once you get it past the filters, you can turn that son of a gun on and start it heating. It's because it's going to take a while to heat up. So hopefully by Sunday, mid-afternoon, you'll be able to get in there and enjoy that hot tub. And I can't wait to see about it. But you all have an excellent weekend, and we'll catch y'all same time next week. Hopefully, I don't know where I'll be at next Friday, but we'll see. Good night, everybody.